I'm Blub and welcome to the Blub's Art Club. In today's video, I'm going to show you how I color this portrait, along with how I color my art in general, from picking colors to shading, blending and adding the details. So grab your stylus and get comfy, let's draw together. Oh, before we start, let me quickly explain how my coloring process usually works. So basically, it starts with one base color or two if you are making a gradient. Then I pick one darker shades for shadows, one lighter shades for highlights. But the real secret sauce is a million gazillion intermediate shades. Like literally an infinite amount of tiny in-between colors just to blend everything together smoothly. That's what makes the coloring look softer and more glowy. And today I'm gonna practice all of that in a harsh lighting situation. Still not as harsh as your last situationship, thankfully. If lighting confuses you a little bit, don't worry, we're figuring this out together. Okay, enough talking. Let's jump straight into my canvas, aka my ancient little tablet from the Stone Age. The very first step is choosing your base color. Here I'm picking a pinkish peach tone for the skin. And yes, it might look a little bit deeper or more saturated at first, but that's because my portraits usually have that pigmented look for them. Don't worry too much about getting the perfect color immediately, because we'll keep adjusting it while blending and rendering later. Oh, I totally forgot to mention this. I'm already starting to place the darker shadows here. Notice how I picked a shade that's only slightly darker than the base color? Very demure, very mindful. Because this isn't the actual dark shadow yet. It's more like an intermediate shade to slowly build depth without making the rendering look muddy. We're basically easing the portrait into suffering little by little. Some artists likes to keep their shadows super simple with just one solid color shadows, and honestly, kudos to them. Their rendering looks clean, organized and efficient. Meanwhile, I am here over collecting immediate shades like Pokemon cards. So don't you worry or stress too much about making mistakes, because in tablet we have that double tap undo button. Yes, traditional artist, you can go cry in the corner. See how I applied an almost white shade wherever the light is hitting directly. And some of you might be like, but Blub, you said almost white. What does even mean? Basically, I'm using the lightest shade of yellow, peach, pink or some other warm tones. Not just pure white. Because pure white can create so much glare and the rendering might look harsh and disconnected. This shade of brown is actually the deepest shadow in the entire portrait, so I'm using it very carefully. I usually place these super dark shadows only in the areas where the light can barely reach, like under the hair, inside the folds, near overlapping forms, behind the noses and stuff like that. For the eyes, I'm keeping it fairly simple. But listen, I'm usually not a simple eye person. I love dramatic eyes, sparkles, extra details and unnecessary sufferings. Yeah, all of it. But since this video is mainly focused on the understanding and lighting works and rendering in general, I don't want to overcomplicate the eyes too much and accidentally turn into a 45-minute eye tutorial. Yeah, so for now on, I'm keeping the rendering clean, readable and simple enough to support the overall lighting without stealing all the attention. You can never go wrong with a pretty simple brown eyes. I'm using medium brown as the base, darker brown tones for the shadows and slightly muted yet neon shade of yellow. For now on, I actually want the yellow to stand out the most. Because at this stage, the goal isn't making the eyes look super detailed yet. It's helping you clearly understand how the lighting is hitting the eyes and where the brightest reflections points here. Think of the highlights are like tiny little maps showing the direction to the light source is. Once the lighting makes sense, the rendering process becomes way easier and less confusing. Let's move on to the hair. And once again, I'm choosing the simplest color possible, a nice blackish grey tone. And honestly, Darker hair colors are amazing for studying light reflections because the contrast becomes super visible and really quickly. You can clearly see where the light is bouncing, where the shine sits, and where the shadow becomes deeper. Now, since most of the head of the hair is covered in the headgear, we actually don't have a huge surface area to render here. And this is kind of nice because we can focus more on quality of lighting instead of drowning in individual hair strands and losing our sanity. Let's finish this part together, shall we? And if you're still watching till this point, then congratulations, because most of us generally do not have an attention span this long anymore. We all want the quick fixes, the 30 seconds tutorial, and how to become pro in 2 minutes kind of videos. So if you stayed till now, I appreciate you so much. And if you're enjoying the video or learning something helpful, definitely let me know in the comments. You can also tell me what kind of videos you want to see next, because your suggestions genuinely helps me a lot. And of course, friendly criticisms are always welcome. Don't forget to like and subscribe to join the Blub's Art Club, and share this video with your friends, classmates, cousins, siblings, emotionally unstable artist friends, literally anyone who might enjoy this kind of content. Gosh, I talk way too much. My tutoring barely syncs with the actual video half of the time because I keep yapping while the drawing is already 5 business days ahead. But anyways, now we're painting the neon yellow glasses. If you can't tell already, I think these glasses are called snow goggles or biker glasses. Honestly, I have no idea, man. I'm just here for the cool reflections. So quick explanations again. I started with the yellow base color. Then for the first intermediate shade, I used a more of a muted grayish orangey version of the same yellow. After that, I slowly pushed the values darker and darker until reaching the deepest shadow tones. And not gonna lie, I actually struggled a little while figuring out the reflections and the shadow for these glasses. But I am an art teacher now, so legally I cannot let you know that. And repeating this again because it's really important, these highlights might look white, but they're actually not. Most of them are just extremely light shades of yellow, peach, and warm off-white tones. Because once you start using pure white everywhere, the lighting can become way too harsh and blending starts looking disconnected. So instead, I like trickling your eyes into thinking it's white, but actually it's not absolute white. We have officially entered my tragic era with these gloves. Because at this point, I was just trusting the process, following the vibes, and praying for the best. I genuinely had no idea what I was doing for like half of the rendering session. All I knew was the color combo had to be black and red, because cool, edgy biker logic. So literally I opened Pinterest, stared at references for emotional support, and tried copying them for the best of my ability and remaining sanity. But even when you're confused, the lighting process itself actually stays the same. Base color, intermediate shades, dark shadows, highlights, tiny blended transitions everywhere. So now it's your turn to activate your true working brain cells and simply observe where the light is hitting and where the shadows are naturally forming. My throat genuinely hurts from talking non-stop to my non-existent audience. Like it's literally me, my device, and my suspiciously quiet bedroom. If someone walked in right now, they would probably think I spend my free time talking to myself like a mad woman. So I'm gonna stay quiet for a few minutes and let you guys peacefully watch the rendering process. To make this video slightly more tolerable for you guys. I know I said I would stay quiet, but who exactly am I to control my own yapping sessions? Anyways, I'm just popping in for a quick reminder. As I'm rendering the headgear and all the extra accessories, the process still remains the same. We are still choosing a base color, building intermediate shades, adding deeper shadows, and slowly placing highlights whenever the light naturally hits. So I'm going to quit yapping, and at the end of the day, rendering is less about memorizing objects and more about understanding lights. It's like the same sentence but in different fonts. If you are losing patience just like me, so you can just turn on the speed up button on the YouTube so you can speed up the rest of the process. It will make the things less painful for you, I promise. Phew! We're finally reaching the finishing line. I did a few little touch-ups on the background as well as overall portrait so it looks less flat and blends together more nicely. Some graphic designs here and there. Not the graphic you're thinking. So if you want to see the entire finished portrait properly, definitely check out my Instagram. The link should be in the description below. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.